All right, good morning, everybody. Hopefully you guys had a great weekend. Hopefully everything went well. My weekend went pretty good. Went to do a few things, caught a basketball game, played a few games. You know how it is, spend time with the family. Kind of slowed it down a little bit this weekend compared to the past other weekends. But nevertheless, let's get right into this. The PS5 Pro, I see a lot of videos of people saying like it is okay, is mid, or whatever the case may be. This is exactly what I was talking about when the PS5 Pro was announced, and it's one of the reasons why I didn't decide to get one, just one. I'll talk about the other one in a second. Quite frankly, what's going around saying is if you can trade in your PS5, your base PS5, and get about $300, $350 for it, and then you get the PS5 Pro with the difference, it's worth it. And I can agree with that. I can agree with that based on what it is bringing to the table. I don't think this is a $700 I don't even know what I'm saying right now. It's not a $700 product. That's what I meant to say. And a lot of people are starting to say that same thing. Some of the performance issues, and it's not necessarily an issue, it's just like, is the performance, is it worth the $700 upgrade? Is the ray tracing, is some of the lighting and all this stuff, is it worth that $700 upgrade? And a lot of people are like, yes and no. They're kind of going back and forth with it. Honestly, I think people are just being too nice. They really are. I get it, being a content creator, you're going to be nice about certain things, and there's nothing wrong with that. I get it. That's how some people try to put a positive spin on things. Nobody want to be a negative Nancy or, a negative Norris. They don't want to be all that. They just want to be like, hey, it's not for everybody, it's for somebody. And it is for everybody, but it is for some people, and it's okay. Now, for me, it is not for me. It was never for me. For the second reason I'm going to say is because of not the hard drive, but the disk drive. This is a detachable disk drive that I'm hearing rumblings that a lot of people have had with the base PS5 hard drive. I keep saying hard drive. The base PS5 disk drive, that it needs to be updated. Why does it need to be updated? I have no idea, and that caused a concern. I like physical copies of games, and if I need to upgrade my disk drive, what if I can't upgrade it? Then there's some games I can't play. That's kind of ridiculous. So that was basically the final deal breaker for me, because I was willing to trade in my PS5 to get a PS5 Pro. I was willing to do that, but some people were saying that the detachable disk drive has to be updated. It has to be connected to your console, which I understand that. But for it to need to be updated, then if it's not updated, some games won't play. Now I'll just stick with the base PS5 and just play that until the PS6 comes out. And now I'm still sitting there thinking like, what are we doing here when it comes to physical games, which is a whole nother story I don't want to get into right now, because I think at some point we're about to get into a realm where there's not going to be many physical games out there at all, if any. These consoles are probably going to be just boxes that you could buy digital games on. So that's a totally different issue for another day. But for $700, what the PS5 Pro does, a lot of people are saying is a tough sell. It's not worth it. You may want to wait until you can find one for a discount or something. And yeah, if I got to do all that, I'll just not buy it and I'll just wait for PS6. That's what I would do. But yeah, it's kind of unfortunate because we kind of saw this coming a mile away, because what Sony is doing, and in some cases Xbox, what they're doing, they're making the hardware, but they don't have enough games for the hardware, because a lot of the stuff on the PS5 Pro, they want you to play PS4 games and some early PS5 games with PS5 Pro patches or upgrades to the PS4 games to play, these games in the high fidelity. Look, I never have a problem going through my library and play certain games again, but I don't think that's a good sell for a lot of people. Even myself, somebody who like to cherish their physical copies of games and like to play them and go back to them, I don't think I'm going to pay $700 for this type of upgrade. I don't think this upgrade is actually that big to where say, hey, I'm going to do that, because we've all dealt with this. You look at the backwards compatibility from the PS3. I love going back to play my PS2 games on the fat PS3 because of that backwards compatibility. Even PS1 games, it was just a great time to do that. You know, even when you played like Xbox 360 on the console, when you went back to play the original Xbox games, that felt like it was worth it. Nowadays it's like, maybe so, I don't know. These games need patches. They're not automatically upgraded like they were in the days of the PS2, because you saw a difference on the PS2 playing it on the fat PS3 compared to a regular PS2. You definitely saw the upgrade and how it looked with original Xbox games on the 360. I still play those games like that to this day, you know, because most of those games are straight 1080p. They give you a 1080p upgrade by playing those games. I mean, look, you could play like Dead or Alive 3, even though Dead or Alive 3 looks great on the Series X. It looks really good on the Xbox 360. You know, Forza 1 looks very good on the Xbox 360. Unless if these games are patched, you're not going to get that type of upgrade. And in some cases, you still have some issues with some PlayStation 5 Pro games not reaching, well, I'll say PS5 Pro patched games not reaching 60 frames per second, which is kind of a bummer. $700, tough sell, man, tough sell. And it's exactly what I thought it would be. And people who are buying this are probably enthusiasts. I consider myself an enthusiast, but is an enthusiast somebody just buys anything just because? I don't know, man. Maybe so. I mean, it's kind of crazy. I don't know, because I don't see myself jumping on this one. You know, I just don't see it. Maybe I find it at a pawn shop for $400 or something like that down the road. But even then, like I said, it's still basically an all digital console, because I don't trust the I don't trust the disk drive. That disk drive needs to be upgraded and needs firmware and updates and stuff. I don't trust that. That type of stuff I don't want no parts of, because what if it comes to a point where you can't upgrade anymore, or you can't update it, or what if something happens and, you know, it's just too much. It's just too much. Let me know what you guys think. Hopefully you guys are having a great Monday. Hopefully the rest of your week goes well. I think I'm gonna do a little bit more football content on the channel again, not as much as I used to on my old channel, but this whole maximum football thing made me reevaluate some things about how I want to play other football games, and I may put maybe 1 or 2 more football games videos up, because I'm actually having fun playing a few games, even the maximum game. But I'll talk about that later. All right, y'all take it easy. I'm out. Peace.